Steph, thank you very much. After two incredibly successful nonfiction books and a picture book for kids, never mind the little stint in space that you may have heard about, Chris Hadfield decided to branch off into fiction. First with his blockbuster bestseller, The Apollo Murders, and now with his latest book, The Defector. Please welcome member of the Order of Canada, Colonel Chris Hadfield.
That's crazy.
And the crowd goes wild, Chris.
Wow.
Well, that's lovely. Thank you very much. That's really nice. Good morning.
And they don't do that for everybody.
No,
they do not.
I'm
do
here
that
all the
for
time. They
everybody.
don't care about me. They care about you.
So, Colonel Hatfield, your debut novel, The Apollo Murders, became a blockbuster bestseller.
Hey, it's being made into a TV series as well.
I was just going to, no, I didn't know that. I was going to ask, is that?
The Apollo Murders, we signed with a production company being made into an 8-part television series. So, yeah, The Apollo Murders.
Let's give a little.
Yeah.
That's no small feat there.
Great. Yeah, it's a cool thing.
Fantastic.
This may be the last time we have the opportunity to speak to you.
Yeah.
See you in Hollywood.
So why the change in direction for this new book, The Defector?
Well, it's a lot of fun to write fiction. And the last one, I went all the way to the moon and back when some pretty odd things happened. But I used to be a combat fighter pilot in the Cold War, intercepting Soviet bombers, defending Canada against armed Soviet bombers. That's used to be my profession. And then on to be a test pilot and to be an astronaut. And I thought it would be interesting, since this book is set in 1973, to have some of that Cold War influence in there. And so this story is very much about Cold War, about the Yom Kippur War, and then about the really high level of tensions between the United States, some stuff going on with the CIA, and with the Soviets at the time, and even into their nuclear program. So their story goes all over the place, but it's getting terrific reviews. There was a great review this morning in Literary Review for how much they liked the book. So I'm really delighted, and the convoluted plot really rips along. I think you'll enjoy reading it.
The Apollo Murders, a huge success. The Defector, I'm too early to tell if this is also going to turn into a series. We'll see. But Chris, what can we expect? What is this about generally? What can people expect from this experience?
Well, the title sort of gives away some of the plot. It is the start of the Yom Kippur War, which is actually Yom Kippur is going on, of course, this week. But the start of the Yom Kippur War, there's this the top Soviet jet at the time, a MiG-25. Inexplicably seems to blow up in the air, and yet it actually lands in Israel. The pilot's defecting. And then Golda Meir is working with President Nixon, and the airplane ends up out in the Nevada desert where they brought all the Soviet airplanes at a place you've heard of called Area 51. And that's all real. Every single part of, the war and the trade with Nixon and Area 51, that's all real. But then I wove a plot in there of what might have happened if a Soviet airplane and Soviet defector had gotten out to Area 51 in 1973. And it's got this rip-snorting final scene that puts it all together. And I'm really happy with how the book came out.
It moves. The plot moves.
Oh, it
it's
moves.
the second time he's used the word rip.
Yes.
So there's a
Someone said
there.
it's Mach speed mayhem, is what one of the reviewers said about
It's a solid review.
I love that.
Solid.
Now, you clearly are a man of many talents, many accomplishments, some of which we've seen, some of which I'm sure we don't even know yet. Your lead character, Kaz Zemeckis, how similar is he to you, or you to him?
For the folks that read The Apollo Murders, the lead guy is got a very huge name, Kazimierz Zemeckis, but just goes by Kaz. And he was a fighter pilot and then a test pilot. And he got selected into the American astronaut program, but then he was in a flying accident, and a bird came through the windscreen, and he lost one eye. So now he's got all the skills, but he's got an injury that keeps him from doing what he might have done otherwise. So it gives me a lot of I invented the guy, but it gives me a lot of freedom then to move him around into different situations. He becomes a recurring main character, and so he can help in a lot of situations where you need all those skills, but he's got also the flexibility to show up in a bunch of different places, and he's absolutely pivotal in some of the big scenes in The Defector.
The book is The Defector by Chris Hadfield. Is this available now, Chris?
It's available now.
Available now?
Yeah, you can order it right now, and everyone can get it in the next couple of days. Yep.
It is. You are so interesting. I mean, Like, I don't know,
Right?
like, between your military background,
Yeah.
space, and the next chapter, and pun intended, the next chapter in your life. We have 30 seconds left. Are you done writing? Is this it?
Oh, I'm writing the next book in the series now. The St. Kaz Zemeckis and the rest of the recurring characters. So I'm deep in research for the third book in the series right now, and it'll be out. It takes me about 2 years to write a book, so then it'll be out in the fall of '25. But no, it's like having this background music of this other thing in your head all the time. Those characters, the plots, the ideas. It's really a fun new phase of life.
Chris, we can't wait
amongst everything
for the
else.
next chapter. Again, a big hand for Chris Hadfield.
Thank you, everybody.